Imagine finding a clock that doesn't tell time. It counts down the moments until your death. This is the story of the clock that counts down your life, a cursed object that brings terror to anyone who owns it. It all started when Daniel, an antique collector, stumbled upon an ornate clock at a flea market. The clock was beautiful, with intricate carvings and a face that seemed to shimmer in the light. But there was something strange about it. The hands didn't move like a normal clock. Instead, they ticked backward, counting down. Daniel took the clock home, thinking it was just a quirky piece. But that night, he noticed something unsettling. The clock's hands were moving faster, and the numbers on the face had changed. Instead of hours and minutes, they now displayed a date just 1 week away. At first, Daniel thought it was a coincidence, but as the days passed, the clock's countdown grew more precise. The hands moved faster, and the numbers changed to include the exact time. Daniel began to feel a sense of dread, as if the clock was watching him, waiting for the moment it would stop. One night, Daniel woke up to the sound of the clock ticking loudly. The hands were moving erratically and the numbers were flashing. He tried to unplug the clock, but it kept ticking. The air in the room grew colder and the shadows seemed to close in around him. That's when he saw it. A figure standing in the corner of the room. Its face was pale, its eyes hollow. It reached out, its hand cold and lifeless, and pointed at the clock. "When it stops, you die," it whispered. Daniel tried to destroy the clock, but it always came back. The countdown continued, and the figure appeared more frequently, its whispers growing louder. On the final day, the clock's hands began to slow. Daniel could feel his heart racing, his breath growing shallow. The figure appeared one last time, its hollow eyes staring at him. "It's time," it said. The clock stopped and everything went silent. Daniel's body went cold, and the figure vanished. To this day, the clock sits in Daniel's home, its hands frozen at 0. And sometimes, late at night, the ticking starts again, counting down for its next victim.